Why was Icarus smiling? Now, Icarus, the tale of Icarus, is an old mythical tale, and I think nowadays it's better to view this tale in a different light than the light it has been told in for centuries. But I do think we should still focus on the original point of the story, or at least the original interpretation. But first we'll start with the New Age interpretation. And that interpretation is Icarus was smiling. Now, if you don't know who Icarus is, he's basically a boy, and I don't know the story that well, but I'm pretty sure it's along the lines that Icarus and his dad were stuck on an island, and they collected some feathers and put them together with wax and made wings, and they flew away. And Icarus's dad warned him not to fly too close to the sun, or his wax would melt. And Icarus flew to the sun, and his wax melted, and he fell, and presumably died. But the new interpretation of this is that Icarus was smiling as he fell to his death. And I believe that is the view we should hold, because Icarus followed his dreams. Icarus went for something. He didn't listen to what other people said. He wanted to learn through experience. He wanted to know for certain. Icarus would have rather have died on that day than lived 1,000 more years constantly wondering what if I could have touched the sun. And I believe that's a beautiful tale, because even if you follow your dreams, if you go for it, even though everyone tells you not to, even though no one understands, you can still fall smiling, because you know you stayed true to yourself and you went for something. You went for something that you knew deep down you wanted to go for. So I believe we should imagine Icarus smiling, because he went for his dreams. And yeah, he was wrong, but at least he died knowing that. And he didn't have to die wondering what if. Now, I said we would talk about the old interpretation, or at least what to my knowledge, is the old interpretation. And that is a cautionary tale of how pride gets the best of you. And I think you need to know when to take the story as Icarus smiling, and when to take it as Icarus being a prideful fool. Because there is something for, there is a vice in, not listening to a warning, especially from, a father, a person who clearly has at least what he believes your best interest in mind. So I think we should also take it as a cautionary tale with pride, and not always suggest do what we want and say screw everybody else. You know, they don't get it. They don't understand. They don't know what I want. This, that, and the other. I believe at times you need to heed the warnings of these people and listen. But I think that's where wisdom comes in, and knowing oneself. You need to know when to trust thyself and when to trust someone else. And you need to know if you're going to be able to live with yourself not doing it. Because even if you get the warning, even if you say, you know what, I think you're right. I think there's a 99% chance that you're right. But that 1% chance will eat me alive for the rest of my life. Then you should go for it. And if you fail, if you fall, if you never reach the sun, then you can fall smiling. And you can fall knowing that you dared to the heights that many would not dare, and that you died following your dreams. You know, I'm saying dying, but you know, I mean, in this day and age, a pursuit will just be failure, which, as long as you get back up, is never failure. You know, you either win or you learn, as John Maxwell says. And I believe that's facts. But I just wanted to give you guys my interpretation of Icarus. And just remind you that even when you fall, you can smile. Because at least you know you're trying. A life where you never fall is not worth living. I mean, how would we ever have learned to walk if we were so afraid to fall? Falling is a sign that you are striving for goals worthwhile. If you never fail, if you never reach your limit, then you're simply not striving hard enough. You're simply not aiming high enough. So I don't think failure. I think we need to be more comfortable with failure and learn to love it and learn to see the beauty in it and what failing really means. It means you learned a lesson. It means you were aiming high enough. And what's so bad about that? Especially if you don't hurt anyone else in your pursuit. It was solely a pursuit for you. But at the same time, it was a pursuit for humanity. Because to unlock your potential it's a pursuit for humanity. I mean, that's why we want to become great. That's why we want to do big things. That's why we want to create and do things of that nature to help humanity. Because as I said in a recent video, if you were the only human alive, life would not be worth living.